What's up guys, welcome back to another Celestials video. Today's character that I'm going to show you is Metal Soldier. So Metal Soldier is a Earth type character, which I haven't shown a lot of characters of that element. And basically he's like a metal bender. He can like create metal and shape it, but his powers would be a bit more limited, and because not all heroes, their powers work to the same amount of strength. Some heroes have more limitations or have it harder to like make stuff or use their powers. And Metal Soldier would focus more on defense, specifically making shields. As you can see, probably in his sketch, he's a very defense-focused character. He would probably wear like a full metal suit, sort of like inspired by like a patrolling knight sort of outfit, and he'd be able to make giant shields, probably of like solid steel or maybe some type of special metal that's lighter. So he'd be able to cover large areas and people to protect them from danger. So he would be much more defense focused, like I said. Outside of that, I think he would maybe be able to like make metal trails and stairs to glide around, kind of the same way like an ice character would, like Frost Knight, who would create ice to glide around everywhere. And he would probably also be able to make some metal blades and like throw them at people like shurikens or something. And maybe no, I don't think he would be able to like bend the metal out of your blood, like the iron out of your blood, because I think that's something more like advanced people with superpowers to do. So I think he would be more limited, a bit on the weaker side when it comes to like extreme stuff. But yeah, he's very simple, but I wanted to show him nonetheless. I think in the Celestials video game, he could also be an interesting addition because, like I said, his defense focus would be quite interesting. First of all, he would probably be able to hold down stances and objectives in a match. He would probably be able to create a giant, like, long shield. So the shield would specifically be like very elongated horizontally, so it could cover a large amount of ground. So he would probably be able to hold down multiple people behind the shield and protect everyone from the enemy team getting shot at. Shooting at them. So he would be able to like walk towards other teams very safely. Maybe he would be able to give shields to his teammates, or like give them like a metal like shield effect where maybe like their skin turns into metal or something. That could be interesting as well. And his main weapon would actually also be a shield. We don't really have many shield characters yet that use their shield as a main weapon. So I think it'd be kind of funny if he had like moves that focus more on pushback, where he defends himself but then also pushes back very hard. Maybe not always in the literal sense, because we already have like knockback characters with those kinds of mechanics, like Air Force. But maybe he would be able to like defend himself until he like walks towards you and gets up close with his shield, and then he could do like some type of power move where maybe he has like a shield that has like a sharp point at the end, and he could like grab you by the neck or something and like put the shield with a sharp point in your neck, like on the ground. I think it'd be pretty funny to have like a shield character that would just bash you with the shield up close. So he would be probably much more melee focused and focus on closing the distance and like getting up close to you with his defense, and then he could use his shield as a weapon. So I think that'd be pretty funny. Yeah. Another fun move he could do maybe is like an ultimate attack or like a special attack. He could put a shield into the ground and metal bend it into like a giant metal ball, like a hamster ball, while he's standing near it. So he would go into it, and then he could roll everyone over like a hamster ball. So I think, even though he's a very simple character, he could definitely be interesting if you're creative enough. That's something I've noticed with a lot of my character designs for like the game that are more like side characters, is some of them are very simple, but as long as you're creative enough, you can make something really fun out of them. The same thing with Godfist, who is a relatively simple character, can have very funny attacks and interesting mechanics with his giant hands, as long as you're creative enough. So like a giant, like turning his shield into a hamster ball, I think would be pretty funny. But maybe he could do more as well. I'm not exactly sure what things you could do with his shield, but yeah, I think that's like the most of the things I can come up with right now. Another thing I just thought about is it'd be fun if maybe he could build metal stairs instantly underneath his enemy's feet and underneath himself, so that way the fight would kind of become like a Fortnite build battle, but he wouldn't hit you from like afar because he tries to close in the distance. So that way you would have to kind of parkour around each other because now you're at different heights when you're building stairs underneath each other, and then you would have to kind of like get close to each other and try to approach each other to fight. Another fun detail is that he would be very shiny. His metal would be extremely shiny, so I think that would look very appealing. And he also has a fun implication. Not everyone in Celestials who gets superpowers or is born with superpowers joins the hero force or works in like the army or like as a police agent, or anything in that sense. People can also use their superpowers in professions other than being like a superhero or something. So I think it's a fun implication that people with, for example, earthbending powers that can create metal or something, would probably contribute a lot to, say, construction working, which would be a part of the reason why the economy and like the world would be a better place in Celestials than in real life. Because, for example, the housing market would be cheaper because the people building your house can create metal beams in like 30 minutes, and they would be able to like create everything very fast with their superpowers. So I think he also holds some fun like background for the world that the Celestials characters live in, because houses would, for example, be able to build way faster with modern technology, thanks to the contributions of Rico, aka Weapon Master, as well. The training rooms in the Celestials halls and like departments would have like slime sort of mannequins that could change shape in a special room that you could train against. So yeah, he's also very interesting for the world building of the game when you of the franchise when you really think about it. That's about everything I have to say though. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.